over the Spartans of San Jose State. Well, a touch that time, and Hawaii's got a chance. Blocked. Back row, it's got to be played over by Key Williams from the back row. Good dig by Brandy Brooks. Now Amo's got a chance. Irby keeping it alive. Shane Donnellan into the wall of the S.E.A, the C. Special Events Arena. Ljungqvist, one of the top blockers in the conference.
We knew the Bulls would put up a big block tonight, and we saw another one there. That's their third block already here in game number 1. They average about 3 a game, 3.5 a game. Carl Soldon really having trouble, John, finding the court. She is 0 for 5 right now. Has yet to get a kill. She could end up with 40, though. She's that kind of player.
Well, we know she'll get at least that many swings. They will not stop going to her. As she goes, so go the Spartans, and they get it back that time. Chevron gasolines with the cleansing power of Techroline, a simple way to help take care of your car. Chevron, simply smarter. Miss hit by Ljungqvist, but she'll smile because she says, hey, I'll take that miss hit. It's a kill.
Well, Robin Amo doing a great job, John, of distributing the ball to different hitters, getting them all involved in the game. There's about 4 hitters right now. All have 2 or 3 kills apiece.
There's that great serve Brandy Brooks couldn't do earlier in the year because of a pulled muscle. Now she gets a big dig. Dump, and there's a good play by Key. Ljungqvist off of Donnellan. It is 11-3 Hawaii.
Ljungqvist pumped it up to 4 kills now, and San Jose State really reeling at the net. Their blockers can't figure out the Bows offense.
Rich Corrs is going to try to figure it out as he calls his second and final timeout of game 1. 100 light bulbs, weighs 28,000 plus pounds. 18,000 anchors, could go on forever. 780,000 nuts and bolts. And there's a bolt from San Jose State as they're trying to stay in this first game, Chris.
Tanya Hart there picking up her 4th kill. She's been on a tear lately. She had 442 last week. She's hitting 319 for the year, so she's been helping out Paz Soldan quite a bit.
Bruce Crawford, something she was doing earlier in the season.
Hold that elbow down a little bit, just dropping her elbow. If she has a fault in her swing, I believe it's that when she takes a little bit too much off her hits.
Floater right at Crawford, not a great pass. She has a chance to put it away. She does. The ball at back row probably should have come up for off the touch.
That ball is in the air an awful long time. Whenever a ball is soft blocked like this, where it's put in the air a long time, back row diggers should get to it.
Something Key Williams does when she overswings a little bit. Doesn't get a touch and hits it so hard it goes over the line. So San Jose State. Ljungqvist puts it down off the serve from Hart. She'll go back to serve. Angelica Ljungqvist certainly in contention for Player of the Year in the country, Chris. No doubt about that.
She really has had a great year. Blocking, hitting, steadying influence on this Bow team, a great team leader.
She's 3rd in the U.S. in hitting as of this week, and she's 12th in the U.S. in blocks per game. That's a nice little combination. She also hit 706 one night against Texas Arlington. That's the best of anybody in the conference this year. She hit 688 against New Mexico State. That's 2nd best in the conference. So she has been all superlatives this year, and it's now 12-4. It's now 13-4. Sarah Chase jumping up and down. Tammy Schmedding will check in, the junior from Solana Beach. Schmedding, if that name sounds familiar, her father Jim was an offensive guard with the San Diego Chargers in the late 60s. Averages a little less than a kill a game. 9 aces, but 29 errors. This team does have 107 aces this year, but 173 errors. That's not that McLaughlin 1-for-1 you like to see.
Well, last couple of weeks, Rich Cortez said they've evened out that ratio a little bit more. And they've served a lot more balls in, made fewer errors, and had better results.
B. Williams, that time right through the block. Rossman and Donnellan going, where did that ball go?
T. Williams is another person who's waited a long time for this arena to show up. She and Brandy Brooks, I think, really have a lot emotionally invested in this, as well as Carrie Anderson, you know, the other seniors.
And yet another block, 14-4. Hawaii with a bunch of blocks here in game number 1. Trying to end it with Robin Amo at the service line. I think Hawaii's got 6 blocks here in game 1. That time they don't get the block as it goes through.
They average 3.6 blocks, John, excuse me, and already they've got 6 here in game 1. And, you know, all the nights they've had a big night, they've gotten off to a good start with their block. Maybe this will be another big night.
Brooks off the touch, good dig by Soldan, but no one's up front. Chris, one of the beauties about a good block is you don't have to put it down every time. The other team has to alter the way they approach the ball and swing because they're so afraid of that ball being blocked every time. 6 blocks in one game, that could lead the country in any regular year.
That's right, and it really does set the tone for the rest of the night. They may not get a whole lot of blocks the rest of the night, but they're sure going to make the opposing team's hitters worry about that wall up there.
B. Williams serving for game number 1. And again, just through the block that time. Got the Bozos back tonight, some of the UH athletes. Good to see their trisexuals back as the Bozos back in the new special events arena. A tradition started back in Klum. People just a little chromosome damage, but they're all undressed tonight, Chris. So hard to believe, we're so used to wearing shorts. We got long pants on tonight, and then we had to wear a tie. Unbelievable.
At least we didn't have to tie it, though.
That's right. All serve along. So Hawaii makes a substitution, and Rossman stands back at the service line, waits, and then serves it out.
You know, for those who just joined us, Rossman has been the story for San Jose State. She's got 6 kills. Paz Soldan, the leader in the country, has 0.
Block, roof, game. Hawaii takes the first game, and they do it emphatically, 15-4. They have found the new home, and they like it so far. In games 1 and 2 at the special events arena, let's check out tonight's AT&T scoreboard. Women's volleyball action this week. Tuesday night, San Diego State handing Fullerton yet another loss. Fullerton, I believe, 0-20 now. Santa Barbara beating a tough Loyola Marymount team on Tuesday night. I believe they lost to Loyola Marymount earlier this year in 3 straight. There you see Pacific beats Cal Poly SLO. And also Tuesday, Utah intra-state battle beating Utah State. And Long Beach State all over Nevada last night. But look at Nevada winning the first game. There you see those Bozos. They look good, don't they? And also last night, New Mexico State over UC Irvine. The Anteaters going down in 3. And Pacific over Utah State tonight. No real surprise there up in Logan. And finally, a bit of a surprise here in 3 straight. Santa Barbara losing to number 17 New Mexico, a future rainbow opponent when Hawaii goes into the WAC conference. Remember, next year is Hawaii's last year in this Big West, and then Hawaii goes into the WAC conference. And the teams that will be coming into the Big West, it appears, and I say it appears because it's not official yet, but the teams that will be coming into this conference will be Boise State, Idaho, North Texas State, and Cal Poly SLO as Hawaii moves over to the WAC. So, Chris, we might not be seeing Pacific and Long Beach State after next year unless they come in here for a tournament or maybe at Thanksgiving time, 2 of Hawaii's big rivals.
But they'll be replaced with some very bitter rivals, John. New Mexico at the pit, tough place to win. Although that last New Mexico score you saw there was New Mexico playing up in the Stanford tournament. So New Mexico was on the bottom there. They were not at the pit, though.
Right, it was a neutral site.
Neutral site for both teams. But New Mexico, a very good team coached by former Olympian Laurel Brassey. And they are a formidable opponent. I suspect that will be a new rivalry for the Bows. That will be a great one.
Yeah, and of course BYU, always a top 20 team. BYU, a team that was beaten by San Jose State earlier this year. knock them down a couple of ranking points and giving San Jose State some hope. Goal this year from Coach Cortez and, of course, Craig Choate is to get into the NCAA tournament. The Northwest region did not get 6 teams in last year, and right now San Jose State is seeded 6th in the region. Jocelyn Robbins checking in, game number 2 starting for Therese Crawford. Hawaii looking awfully effective, Chris, in game 1. The big block, doing it all game long.
Well, you know who's starting for Therese Crawford is Jocelyn Robbins. Jocelyn Robbins started serving. I think you said Brandy Brooks. It's Jocelyn Robbins starting. And yes, you're right, John. The story of game number 1. Bows 7 blocks, San Jose State 0.
Well, if Paz Soldan doesn't show up real soon, 0 is how many games San Jose State will win tonight. There's no question. They don't have 5 other players who can fill in when she has an off night.
She was 0 for 5, hit minus 714 in game 1.